Shit. Okay, ready to go.
Hello, and welcome to the show from Hot Pot. James J. From Toronto, Ontario, Canada, Kaliko, Yachts,
What's good, eh?
and from America, the official fourth member. You heard that right, he's the official fourth member of the show now, Scooter Dust.
Yo, what's going on?
And what will we be talking about today, Scooter?
Excuse me?
AEW tonight?
Excuse? Oh, I thought you skipped me.
Hey, Mitch Mayhem returned. Back from the dead, Mitch Mayhem.
Hey, what's up, everyone? And what's up, James? What's up with that voice, man? You sounding like a seizured out squirrel.
Yeah,
The crack.
I was going for the New Japan voice, but this is Wrestling with Entertainment.
I jumped my cue there. Sorry about that. I thought you missed my introduction. I thought you forgot that I was here, and so they were used to not introducing me.
I tend to forget that you are here, Mitch.
Hey, I don't blame you. I understand.
You have to do the Mitch call.
Yeah, you have to Mitch
Call us 5 seconds because we got a full house tonight. Woo, woo.
5 seconds.
Oh, snap. No, he didn't.
I'd like to first thank everyone for watching us on our new platform, Castbox, as well as our OG listeners from YouTube, bringing you great content every Saturday evening.
That's what gives us money.
And we are starting off the show. We are wrestling with the G1 Climax. Night 17?
Because I know my climax are all G1.
Oh, dude.
Oh,
Good night.
yeah, see,
so I had to go for it, James. Go, James. Sorry, buddy.
Alright, we are talking about A-block action. Not really going to discuss the A-block matches. Unfortunately, none of them really matter at this point, so we're just going to go over who got what points, and then talk about the last match, which was for all the marbles.
But I did hear somebody in D-block got jibbed.
That sounds like a prison reference.
Exactly.
So, Evil...
I didn't know. In New Japan, that could be legit.
All right.
So, Lance Archer finished the block with 6 points, 3 wins, 6 losses.
Okay, blocks. Get it.
And, you know, even though he was finished last in both blocks, he still had a great showing, in my opinion. What are your thoughts, Kaliko?
I mean, it was basically, he was pretty much one of those Whiskey Tango Foxtrot entrants, but it made sense because, like, with his tag team partner leaving, they just had to highlight somebody from that singles match. And it's almost like they booked him the same way as Bad Luck Fale, just without the wins. Because they made him seem like this monster guy who should be killing everybody. And it just showed like it's his first G1. And that's the one thing that you see with this theme with the G1. You had a lot of first-timers. And you had some first-timers that did great and some who didn't do as good. And he was unfortunately in the latter because he was in an A block that was like pretty stacked. I will say for him, it's a stacked A block, so it didn't really do him any good. Scooter talked a little bit about it, Lance Archer and his potential. So to me, he was okay. He did okay for what he was supposed to be.
I don't mean to step on your toes here. I don't believe it was Lance Archer. I believe it was Jeff Cobb.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. I saw a cut of that. I was very impressed with what I saw from Cobb real quick. Just wanted to say that.
But I'll say this: Jeff Cobb was like, they had like 4 spots that they had to fill, and the fact that Minoru Suzuki, Tama Tonga wasn't in it, or Yoshihashi wasn't in it, and you see that they filled it with a lot of first timers. Jeff Cobb, to me, I look at him like when he lost the ROH title match, I could see him going in that funk. Lance Archer, you really didn't have a expectation of him, more so because he was in a block. You got
I mean, I was just gonna.
Number one.
Sorry.
No, go for it.
I was just gonna say, like, being a old TNA head myself, I got into TNA in like 2004, so I know all about Lance Archer or Jimmy Rave and what was he called in TNA? Well,
Dallas.
Lance Archer.
Dallas.
Wasn't he Vance Archer in WWE?
He was.
No, he was Lance Archer in TNA. He was Lance Archer in TNA.
No, he wasn't. He was Dallas.
Yeah, he was with Jimmy Rave.
He was Kid Cash's valet.
Well,
And then Jimmy Rave. They were a tag team. They were a tag team for 4 years, brother. With Christy Hemme.
finish your thought, Mitch.
I guarantee you. I'm just saying I know TNA.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there.
Okay.
We're not gonna knock that one.
So,
But yeah, so I was just trying to say, so Lance Archer, I thought he was going to be retired by now. Let's see what he has. I mean, this might be his last round. I don't see much of a future for him, because of how he blew his previous chances. But we'll see. Yeah.
well, my opinion on it is, we'll talk a little bit more about Jeff Cobb later, but Jeff Cobb, after this G1, he's going back to Ring of Honor. Lance Archer will stay in New Japan. And
And that's the right fit for Cobb, yeah.
And I think that when we'll see, I think he garnered a lot of momentum in this G1, especially over a win over Evil on the last night. And see how he carries that over into the Destruction Tour. If he carries it over. Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, no argument.
Evil, Sonata, Bad Luck Fale.
Lance Hoyt. That's
Zack
it, Lance
Sabre
Hoyt.
Jr., Hiroshi Tanahashi, and Will Ospreay all got 8 points. 4 wins, 5 losses, 8 points. Yeah.
I'll say that, like, the most disappointing is to me Sonata, because Sonata, to me, I thought they were going to build off his semifinals in the G Cup, and they didn't do that. I mean, Tanahashi was where you thought he would be. Zack Sabre Jr. was kind of where you thought he would be. Bad Luck Fale maybe a little disappointing, but right around where he should be, because he's usually like 8 to 10 points. But the most disappointing for me personally was Sonata, because I thought they were going to take that next level step with Sonata, and they did by letting him beat Okada, but they didn't in the season with. That's where I'm at on that.
I feel it's kind of disappointing that all these guys, and a lot of them are incredibly talented, but if you're not going to have Tanahashi, who is the John Cena of New Japan, get at least 10 points, why not have Evil or Sonata get 10 points? I mean,
I think Tanahashi's time is over. I think Okada's the John Cena right now. I'm just saying that.
He's the Roman Reigns.
Debatable, but I get your point. I think Tanahashi's the old guard, in my opinion. Right. I think he's the old guard, though.
Yeah, that's kind of where we stand.
Well, John, you're right. Okay, yeah, Cena when he's there, I guess. Yeah.
So,
yeah, he's more full time.
Yeah. So if Tanahashi gets like if they're gonna build a story out of this when he only gets 8 points, why can't guys like Evil and Sonata at least break 10 points at this point. And, like, nobody's gonna touch Okada. It kind of seems whatever block Okada is kind of what you go back to, Kaliko, Okados.
Yeah, I mean, because he's in his prime right now, so he's essentially the number one guy there. So, I mean, I would say for like the last 3 or 4 New Japans, they've had him perform like really extraordinary.
Him and Kenny, yeah.
Like usually, like him, Kenny, and Naito usually like pretty solid performers.
Top
and,
tier.
and it would make sense because Okada was already slated to be that guy for like the last 5 years. So I get where they put him in that spot.
But does that
and
mean
for him,
everybody else have to perform shittily because they're in the same block as him?
I wouldn't say they performed shitly because I mean Sonata performed shitly because he lost to fucking people he shouldn't lose to, but he beat Okada. So you see what I'm saying? So it's not like he, you know what I'm saying? Like beating Okada at this point is more important than winning the block. And considering that you only had 2 people beat him and he lost,
beating Okada is pretty substantial.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's pretty important at this point.
That's I was gonna argue that might be just as important as winning the tournament. Like just getting a win over him is like later it sets you up later in line.
Right.
Down the line for your career.
And it showed with the way they booked Sonata, because Sonata was basically his G1 final, and he went all out for it.
Yeah, man, I've loved Sonata since TNA. Fucking, he's awesome. I can't wait to see more out of him. I thought he'd go further this time too.
That takes us to the last match on that card. Kazuchika Okada lost to Kota Ibushi in 25 minutes and 7 seconds with a Kamigoye to win the G1 Climax final.
This is gonna be Wrestle Kingdom. I've said it before. I'd bet on Ibushi to win it. This is gonna be the Wrestle Kingdom main event. I've called it for over a year or half a year now.
Okada's at 7 wins, 2 losses, 14 points. Kota Ibushi's at 7 wins, 2 losses, 14 points. Ibushi has the tiebreaker over Okada, so Kota Ibushi advances.
Here.
Yeah.
Win versus tiebreaker. Oh, that's okay. That's gonna. Oh, that's good story wise going into when they, fight at Wrestle Kingdom. So that they'll be able to bring up. Neither of us beat each other in the last match, so they'll be able to build that up.
If Okada makes it to Wrestle Kingdom.
It's hard to hear with the audio. I'm sorry.
It went the same way it did last year. Because if you remember last year, it was. I want to say not last year, maybe 2 years ago. 2 years ago when Okada lost to Omega, and Omega finally got over that hump. You remember?
Yeah.
And when Omega went over the hump, it was like, oh, automatically he's winning. And they kind of went the inverse, where Okada, not Okada, but Ibushi beat Okada, and he finally got the win. So they kind of went the inverse of it. And that's a good thing because they need to build another big star, especially with like the Bucks and
Ibushi. I see Ibushi being one of those stars.
Yeah, they're basically priming him up for it.
Right.
What did you think of the match, Scooter?
I honestly wasn't able to watch it. I just know anytime you get guys like Kota Ibushi in the ring, you're gonna have a guaranteed classic.
Gonna say it better myself. And we are on B block action now, night 18.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched A block that night 17, and it's a good show and all, but none of the matches really mattered. as like we talked about before. Only one match on B Block didn't matter. Toriano versus Jeff Cobb. But there was 3 matches that decided who won the G1 B Block. And there was one Never Openweight Championship opportunity match. So, in all honesty, B Block was a lot more interesting on the lines of what was on the line, in my opinion.
That makes sense. I mean, the way it was booked, and that was a good thing about the B Block, because when you saw Moxley in there, like the first thing I was thinking was Moxley Okada. And I was thinking, holy shit, if they're gonna pull it,
that's too good to be true right now. Yeah.
that's
I think Kaliko froze.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, your audio went out for a second there. There you are. You're back.
go. I'm bad. But Mox was rocket to his ass, and if you had told me his first loss was going to be the Toro Yano, I would have been like, you are batshit crazy. And that is exactly what happened. B-Block was definitely the unpredictable block, because you had in Yano and Taichi, they had the G1s that Yoshihashi only could dream. Because Jesus, they beat prominent people and put themselves in prominent positions to get title shots. And I mean, that B block was just superb. The way it was not only like stacked, because I thought the A block was going to be stacked, and we talked about that. But the more and more when
I remember that.
And I saw how it played out with Naito losing his first 2 matches to Yano and Taichi, and then Yano beating Moxley, and then Taichi
I was shocked at that.
beating Ishii. So it's like it was more of an unpredictable block, and it turned out to be the better block, like you said in the beginning.
Yep. That was right about a lot of things in this G1. I'm just saying. I am just saying.
I'll give you that. But at one point, Jay White and Sonata were literally at 2 points.
Jay White, he's kind of sleeping in the background storyline wise. He'll come out of nowhere probably pretty soon for Wrestle
We
Kingdom.
thought he was going to win last week. We thought, because to me, I thought if Ibushi beats Okada, I thought it would have made sense for Jay White to win, because he has a title shot to get back. He has a reason.
But something tells me he's not going to cash it in until after they do a Bushi versus Okada at WK. Something tells me. I don't know why.
You might be right about that, Mitch.
They'll save that for something to go to afterwards.
Just getting to the B block action, Toru Yano lost to Jeff Cobb in 5 minutes 18 seconds, Tour of the Islands. Yano finishes at 8 points, Jeff Cobb finishes at 8. And Yano basically had as you said, the MVP award of the G1, beating Moxley, Jay White, and Naito. So nobody's gonna say that Yano doesn't belong in the G1 next year.
Right. Because that's going to be the funny part. Because not only they're fighting for the G1 this year, but like to have a right to even do it next year. And now Yano is going to be no longer looked as that pushover, especially like, the people he beat.
The next match, Ishii lost to Taichi in 11 minutes and 56 seconds with Black Mephisto. Ishii ends with 8 points, Taichi ends with 8 points. I'm not gonna give Taichi props here, but he did wrestle a pretty damn good match here. I will admit that.
I mean, but we already said, like, that was another guy, like, he had the G1 of his life beating, you know what I mean? So it's funny because we thought Taichi was just going to be this pushover. We thought Yano was going to be the pushover. And they got more points than my guy. So damn. Well, I wouldn't say they got more points, but they got more quality. They got quality. They got better quality out of it, and that's and that's the one thing I like about Japan is that they make everyone because you can't sleep on nobody, and that's the one thing I wish WWE would do was like, anything can happen, but WWE really, what's gonna happen. But New Japan is like, no, really, like, don't sleep on anybody because you can get got.
It's a lot easier to keep things hush hush in Japan. There's not as much media.
Yeah, that's true too.
Next match, Juice Robinson beat John Moxley in 16 minutes, 26 seconds. Pulp Friction. Juice ends with 8 points. Moxley ends with 10. Not a surprise here. You and me were basically saying at the beginning of this G1, this was the match Juice was waiting for.
Yeah, this is the one I told you, like, even when it started, he literally had his eye on August 11th. So, and it showed in his performance in the tournament because, he tried to catch up with Mox in the points, and then he ended up backsliding a lot to the point where he couldn't win the block. And all he had left was the Mox match. So he basically put everything into it, and he got the win, and he's going to get the title shot. So we knew where this was going to go.
And it's just worth noting that Juice, the last two G1s ended at 6 points. He ended at 8 points this year. So progression.
But to me, this year, he overall, he was a lot more improved than last year.
Oh, from a couple months ago.
Yeah, I mean, just like remember we were saying last year he was like the lowest me guy or do I belong here guy, and the guy comes in and lights a fire in his ass, and he has so it made sense.
Next match, Hiroki Goto lost to Shingo Takagi in 15 minutes 10 seconds with Last of the Dragon. Goto ends at 10 points, Shingo ends at 8 points. And Shingo, I'm thinking next year G1. That's just my opinion. I'm a mark for Shingo.
I think so, but I think he's moving to heavyweight because Takahashi's coming back soon. So
Shingo said that he's going to be heavyweight now.
Right, so he's moving to heavyweight. So Takahashi's coming back. I love that. I hope he comes back with my man, with the cat. But anyways, he's coming back soon. So it's going to be an interesting time for LIJ when he comes back. And because they usually stick with like 5 members. Usually it's like 5. But now it's going to be a little crowded.
I'm drooling at the thought of a 6-man LIJ match. All 6 guys in the ring.
Oh yeah.
But
and Evil's coming home. That's what Evil's coming home.
Just think about what you just said. Evil's coming home.
Exactly. Because he hasn't been as interested in LIJ in this G1 as he has been.
Well, he came back at the end. He was the first one to put his arm up for the last match.
I know, but they always play with Evil like he's going to be the one to leave. When I feel like Sonata would be the one to leave. But
last match on the card, Tetsuya Naito lost to Jay White in 18 minutes 51 seconds. Blade Runner, Jay White wins the B block. Naito's at 10 points, Jay White's at 12.
Your guy came back from the grave because he was literally dead, and he pulled it out his ass. And remember, we were like, if he wins the Moxley match, he might have a chance to win the B block. So once he won that, I'm like, oh yeah, he's going to win the B block because Moxley at that point had such a death grip on the B block. All he had to do was coast, and even though it was a lot of shenanigans in that match, Jay White got it done, and they give Jay White a platform for him to perform in the final, and that tells me next year he's going to be a viable candidate to win it all.
Yeah. And Scooter, you were in the same boat as I was. You were with Jay White.
Yes, I went with Jay White. Yes, I really seemed like they were gonna go like how they did like the last 2 years and have a
Gaijin.
Gaijin win it. But what do they say? White guys finish last.
Well, in Japan, yeah.
Well, I thought you were gonna say white guys can't jump. That too.
Yeah, not in WWE. They never finished last in WWE.
That was a joke because of Kota Ibushi. Never mind.
So that ends the B block, and we are on the final night. We won't talk about all the matches, but we will talk about the ones that were important. Kenta, Yoshihashi, and Tomohiro Ishii lost to Tonga Loa, Tama Tonga, and Bad Luck Fale. Briefly, I would just like to say that Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, they had an incredible ladder match against the Briscoes at Summer Supercard. I would definitely recommend watching that.
Real quick, even if I didn't like Tama Tonga and if I didn't like these guys, even if that alone for the fact that I respect and fucking fear Haku, I think I love them and think they're badass. So Haku will beat all of our asses with this pinky finger.
How could you not love Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa? They are the most badass tag team.
I said I love them. I said even if it weren't for the fact of Haku that would beat our asses, I still love them. Did you not hear me right?
Yeah.
Word to mother, I got a picture with all three of them, and I'm like, nerd. I always go with the Samoans. I always keep that in mind. Like, whoever it's Samoan, I'm fucking like, oh, you Samoan? Oh, yeah, we good.
Yeah, no, what I'm saying is, even if I didn't like them, I would like them if it because of Haku, who would beat all of our asses with his pinky finger.
Well, it
like,
sounded
he's badass.
It sounded like you said you didn't like them, but you liked them because of Haku.
You misheard what I said. I said it wrong,
right.
and sorry about that.
All right. But that's not the main story here. The main story is that Kenta attacked Ishii, allowing Tama Tonga to get the pinfall.
Yep, this was the big story of the night.
Yeah. Well, the second.
Well, it was the most talked about thing, really.
Well,
I think it was.
Okay.
In my opinion.
Well, okay, yeah, you might be right because what's coming up. Kenta essentially joined Bullet Club, and
essentially, no, he joined Bullet Club.
Yeah.
He's a full member. Yeah.
He's a full member, and personally, I think this was the best decision New Japan could have done at this point.
And I'll tell you why I think, like what I said earlier about this is honestly the best thing for Kenta. I don't think he was a babyface ever. He is always cold and calculating, and I think him trying to be a babyface before and in WWE, like it just showed that it did not work. And you let him just go back to a little bit of callousness, and you can tell it's natural. You can tell.
He looks like a shithead.
Well, he looks even bigger of a shithead when he was trying to force being a face, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I always just thought it looked good for him to join that because of the way the crowd treated him. Because when he won those first, when he beat Tanahashi,
that's a good heel, baby. That's a good heel.
Fuck you. When he beat Tanahashi, the crowd was like, "Fuck this, nah, buddy." And
that's a kind of that's a good psychological brain. Yep.
That was the point. I think the crowd turned on him when he beat the Ace. It was like, nah, we don't like this guy. So
it's about knowing. Yeah, it's about knowing how to have the fans in your fingertips when you're doing that, and how to progress each little thing you do. And he did it perfectly, I think.
I would just like to say, you know, when New Japan brought Kenta in to the company, if they already knew that this was the direction that they were going to bring Kenta, is we're going to do the G1 and then at the end he's going to join Bullet Club, that's great.
I don't think
But
so
if
because.
they thought, let me finish. If,
Oh, sorry. I thought that was your question.
No, but if they brought him in and say, oh, he's going to be a great babyface, and then see how see how wrong the crowd reaction was to him, the negativity, and then say, well, let's switch it, let's put him in Bullet Club. Either which way, that's great planning on New Japan's part.
Honestly, though, right, and what you just said, either way, it was going to work as long as, Kenta played it right, and he did. And with what happened with his WWE situation, I think it just played out that way until like about a few months out of the fact, or a month and a half. And then they just, they from maybe, let's say, mid-June or something, or right before, they figured it out on the fly. That's what I'm thinking.
What about you, Scooter? What do you think about this Kenta turn?
Well, as long as they go back to putting his names in all caps, it's fine with me.
See, that's what I thought too. Like, they
separate him from the other Kentas in the wrestling world. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Exactly.
You don't want confusion, damn it.
Kenta Kabu, yeah, Kenta. How many? Shit.
Kenta Kobashi, Kenta Kobayashi.
I was gonna say Kenta I was gonna say that, and I didn't know which one was right, but they're both right, I guess.
They're both right.
Yeah, exactly. You can't go wrong with either or. But it was a weird year for that because they put two WWE guys fresh off of WWE in the G1, and both got different reactions from the crowd, as you can see. Because even though Mox was acting like a jackass, like everyone loved him.
Because he's just a cool guy in general.
I mean, and that's my point. Like, you just saw like both of them came in at the fork in the road. Moxley went one way, and the crowd loved him. Kenta went the other way, the crowd hated him, and they were like, "Fuck it," you know what I'm saying? So it was just an odd year this year for the G1 because they had a lot of people to replace, and to me, like, that fork in the road between Mox and Kenta was a real good one because keep in mind, at one point, Kenta was like 4-0. He was like steamrolling through this fucking tournament, and everybody was like, and Mox was the same way, but everyone liked Mox. Mox is 4-0 versus Kenta's 4-0. So it's just funny how the crowd went for each other.
The next part of this, during the attack on Ishii with Kenta joining Bullet Club, Katsuri Shibata came out and attacked Kenta. It got pretty physical. And I lost my shit for that. I popped for Shibata getting physical because, it was so incredibly terrible what happened to him, 2 years ago? 3 years ago?
Mm-hmm. About 2.5, yeah.
And to see him get back in the ring that way was just awesome.
It was inspiring and unbelievable because I can't wrestle from a career-ending injury myself, and I don't think I'm ever gonna wrestle again. So just seeing that gives people like me hope.
I think it made sense because Kenta was brought in by Shibata, so it made sense
For sure.
For the guy who gave him the employee referral to come back and be like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like that made sense to me.
I told Kaliko Viva text. We were talking about possibly a Shibata versus Kenta match as soon as Wrestle Kingdom. And I'm not entirely sure if that's the wisest season on Shibata. It's kind of like a Daniel Bryan thing for me. Here's a little ginger at first.
Yeah, he's not cleared. He won't be cleared by in New Japan. He still will not be able to wrestle. That was just in ring for like they won't have him do in ring stuff.
Okay.
Well, I thought it would have been cool if, because like me and Jay were talking, we were like, I'm thinking,
I already heard about that.
If Kenta beats Ishii and Kenta faces Shibata for the never open weight, that would make so much sense. To get Kenta to get more heat on Kenta than what he got.
Yeah, it would, but it just there's no way he.
Yeah,
Shibata, not only is he too injured, and he really could injure himself to where he could be bound in a wheelchair for the rest of his life if anything bad even slightly goes wrong. And number two, I see your point definitely, but if they do it, even if his health comes back, I don't see it for at least a little bit of time because, like you said, they don't only just have Ibushi now, but they also have Jay White in the wing.
Yeah.
And we'll see how that plays
Plenty
out.
of people on his calendar, so to speak.
Hopefully something will come of that. The next match, Hiroshi Tanahashi and Kazuchika Okada lost to Zack Sabre Jr. and Minoru Suzuki. Okada took the
Zack Sabre Jr., fuck yeah.
Okada took the loss from Minoru Suzuki in 15 minutes 27 seconds with a God-style pile driver.
Mm-hmm.
Okada didn't lose. He only lost one match in the G1. Lost to Minoru Suzuki on the last day. Wasn't even in the G1.
Well, he lost two matches.
Great storytelling on New Japan's part.
See, Zack Sabre Jr. is one of my sentimental favorites, along with
I
Will
will throw
Ospreay,
you off this podcast right now. Say that Zack Sabre Jr. sucks.
Him and Will Ospreay.
You shut
I
your
like him.
whore
Are you
mouth.
an English
I like him.
man?
No, I just like them both.
Oh, you know what?
Oh God.
Mitch, fuck you, Mitch.
Well, first off, Okada lost two.
You'd have to
matches.
pay, or at least get me a nice dinner first.
Hey, at least he's asking for the dinner.
You'll get McDonald's and you'll like it.
Dollar menu. Anyway, first off, Okada lost two matches in the G1. Secondly, it made sense for Suzuki to get the win because keep in mind, this dude got kicked out of the G1. Like, we didn't know why he got kicked out of the G1. We don't know what happened where he didn't get put in, and he let his grievances be known that like, I don't like the fact that y'all kicked me out. And it makes sense for a guy like Minoru, man, because that's a guy like you don't want to see in an alley for damn sure.
My pants if I saw that.
So, I mean, to me, I think, what was it, me and Scooter, we were talking about that too. Like, I don't remember, because we were talking about the people who couldn't get in the G1 and got kicked out. And two of the people that I said off rip that I thought would be in was Tamatonga and Minoru Suzuki, and they weren't in it. So, that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, and after the match, Suzuki was like, "It really sucks to be Okada. You lost to a guy that wasn't even in the G1, and now I'm coming for your championship." And he will defend it at the UK pay-per-view, the New Japan. I don't know what it's called.
Oh yeah, I had it on the tip of my head. I forget it now.
Royal something.
Yeah, so Royal Arrowhead, Royal Jewel. It's like New Japan's Crown Jewel. No.
It's the cop. It's going to be in the copper box. I know that for sure.
Royal Quest.
Royal Quest. He got it.
Scooter with the win.
Yep.
Scooter with the assist.
Scooter with the save. Alright, and let's get to the last match of the whole fucking G1. We are
Finally.
here. It's finally over. Kota Ibushi defeated Jay White in 31 minutes and 1 second with a Kamagoye. Kota Ibushi wins the G1.
Yeah. My prediction wins.
Me and Scooter are like, fuck. Kaliko is kind of okay with it because I'll shut up now that my guy would win.
Exactly. Your guy didn't win. That's all that matters.
Sorry, go ahead, Kaliko. I didn't mean to cut you off.
James had Jay White winning it. I had Sonata, so none of our guys won it. And that was the saving grace right there.
I wish that I would have been back at least by last week, so at least James could have and Scott could have heard me, so they would have been pissed knowing that I got it right.
It doesn't count. You wasn't here.
But I said it on air. I said it on air. I'm sure some of our listeners heard it when I said it in the episode. I'll get the episode and show you, but I said it.
We both know you're too lazy to listen to every single show, Mitch.
Okay, you're wrong. That's just not true. Shut up. You're all fucking bad. Look at this. They're ganging up on me. They can't do one-on-one, so they gotta do a 3-on-1.
Oh, I have no horse in this race. My man.
Here, let's make it a tag team then. Oh, come on, then, Kaliko.
Kaliko's on Sonata's side.
Yeah, all Sonata the whole way. So I was happy when he lost.
Fuck you too. I'll take him on by myself then.
I was happy when they lost because it's just James' prediction of because I did not want him to be right, but my guy was wrong. I was like, fuck that.
You know what? I still got the main event right, and I'm happy with that.
You got the main event right. I will give you that. You called it being Jay White versus Ibushi because I thought it was going to be Sonata and White. And I got half of it right. The other half didn't come through like I thought. But it was a good win for Ibushi. Ibushi needs it. He's the guy that's going to be there long term. They need to build his star power, especially considering like he's like the closest thing to Kenny that they have there as far as like relationship wise. So it made sense.
And Kota Ibushi at the press conference said that they're going to be in Tokyo Dome for 2 nights now, the 5th and the 4th and the 5th. And he said he kind of wants to challenge for the IWGP and Intercontinental Championship.
It's gonna be a little difficult considering that Naito has a DMV line on his title. Like everyone's a contender at this point. So if Naito gets to that point, we'll see where it goes from there.
Alright. That was our coverage of the G1. We will have coverage of next year's. Maybe it's too soon to pick predictions for next year. Maybe it's not.
I'm gonna win it.
I'm going with Jay White again.
I'm gonna enter and I'm gonna win it.
Yeah, just look.
It got quiet because none of us.
I will say Jay White will win this year because if you look at the trend that G1 always does is like the guy that loses the semi always fucking comes back and wins the next year. It happened with Naito. It happened ever since Naito. When Naito lost that semi to Omega, and then he came back and won it.
I thought it happened. Did it not happen with Kenny? Didn't Kenny?
Kenny won on his first try, actually.
Did the next?
Yeah, Kenny won on his first try.
I'm having audio problems. I'm having audio problems.
Okay.
Yeah, Kenny beat Naito in the final that year. That next year, Naito came back and won the final. But he beat Tanahashi in the sense to get to that final. Then the next year, Tanahashi won it. Tanahashi beats Ibushi. Ibushi comes back the next year and wins it. Ibushi beats Jay White, so Jay White would be in the sense to be the favorite of next year.
Nope, I'm gonna win it.
You're entering next year?
Yep.
Who's gonna win the G1?
Scooter 4 G1 Dirty.
It might be someone that's not even in New Japan right now, so I don't think we should be making predictions.
Like I said,
All I know is
I'm going with Jay White.
All I know is the Scooter, if you're winning, you better get us tickets to the fucking final.
Oh, definitely.
Hi.
Fly us all out to Budokan.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm down.
Oh,
Give my passport ready.
that's a great fucking time in my mind.
Oh, crap, I need a passport.
Speaking of which, wait a minute, Super. The G Cup final. August 25th.
That would be cool. That would be awesome.
It's in LA. It's in Long Beach.
The J Cup you're talking about.
Yeah, the J Cup.
We'll see where everything is this time around next year. Maybe we can do something special with the show, you know? Who knows? Whoever knows.
Well,
Things might happen.
I'm going to SummerSlam next year, so.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll have live coverage from SummerSlam.
Yeah, we'll figure some stuff out, and our viewers can get in on that, and we'll have a good old time. Yep.
Use the hashtag Wrestling with Entertainment and hashtag Scooter for G1 Dirty.
Woo!
Beat Shingo Takagi in the final.
The final is going to be me versus Tai Chi.
Oh
my God. If Tai Chi makes a final, I'm done.
And then I'm going to battle Feng Shui.
And when you said Tai Chi, you meant your laundry lady.
We do not condone racism here.
It's not racism.
The views of Mitch Mayhem do not
Shut up.
convey the views of PLO.
That is not racism. I love all people.
I hate all people equally.
Something tells me Scooter's laundry lady would have a better match with Scooter than the actual Tai Chi.
I'm my own. In fact, I did my laundry today, so I'm my own laundry lady.
Congratulations!
Right. See,
it must be like Michael Nakazawa. You use your underwear as a weapon.
It's like who
toxic undies. Toxic undies.
Who wrestled that blow up doll?
Skinny.
Skid mark suffocation. That's your finisher.
Skinny wrestled the blow up doll. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, it's time to get back on. It's time to get back on track, guys. First off, all
brown
our
noser.
information
Just call it the brown
about
noser.
Japan came from New Japan, njpw1974.com. I highly recommend going to that site for all of your New Japan info.
Yep, especially this year, because the J Cup of the finals is allegedly supposed to be happening in Long Beach, and they're having they're planning it real big. They're having a meet and greet, and the list of the meet and greet right now, the leading person is Naito, obviously, or you can meet Shoro and Rocky, all of Roppongi 3K.
Well, technically, you get Rocky for free.
Yeah, Rocky's free. But anyways, you'll get Show and Yo. But the J Cup final is going to be happening in Long Beach. They're kind of doing it a little different this year. So it's going to be interesting to see who's going to come out of the J Cup.
Next up, we are wrestling with NXT Takeover Toronto. All our information is coming from Wrestling Observer, so shout out to Dave Meltzer.
Boo. Exactly.
Okay, I'm back. This damn phone.
Fuck Dave Meltzer.
Yeah.
No. Alright, honestly, this paid preview was a miss for me. I didn't think it was as high standards as NXT usually is. All of the matches were subpar, in my opinion, and the crowd seemed dead for most of it.
Are we talking about SummerSlam?
No,
it's
NXT.
Oh, NXT. Okay. I didn't know. So yeah.
Personally, I think for what it was, it did the best of what it could, right? Like to me, it was a bad hand of spade. It was a bad hand of aces, and they turned it into some books, right? Like they walked, in the words of our space players, they walked that jack, right? Like because to me, Street Profits was
Shout
a
out
very
to
good
Kaliko-san.
match. There he is. He's
Yep.
always here. He's a wrestling fan too.
Daddy watches the pic. Daddy watches.
I mean, he's been a big part of the show before even Mitch or Scooter has been a part of the show.
Pretty much, he's a staple. But anywho's,
He's on every week.
Yeah, at least he's on every week.
they did the best of what they could. That's what I'm gonna say about Takeover. They did the best of what they could. They had a couple of lulls, but I think the main event was probably the real thing people came to see.
Daddy watches the pic.
I agree with that. So let's start off with the first match, NXT Championship match. The Street Profits, Montel Ford and Angelo Dawkins defeated Undisputed Era, Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish to retain the championships.
Sit down. Sit down. Sit down.
This match, I kind of figured it was the Street Profits was gonna win because they needed that credibility to be seen as a real tag team, especially considering they didn't beat the Viking Raiders for it. So who else you're gonna beat other than the Undisputed Era?
Daddy, I want candy.
Right.
Well, I don't want to spoil anything in the future, but if you've read the latest batch of NXT TV tapings,
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
scheduled for September 11th, they're building to a rematch between the Street Profits and the Undisputed Era for the NXT Tag Team Championship.
But I'm pretty sure that the Street Profits will lose because they're going to be going to the main event or the main roster.
I mean that makes sense because the Street
Because they're
Profits.
highlighted on the main roster like every other Raw.
That's true, and also the
There's a
NXT tag
new Millennial Act.
it's not that deep. Like
Right.
when you
Yeah,
think about
they could use them definitely.
you only could think of Undisputed Era and Street Profits.
And I know for a fact that they believe that in specifically the Street Profits and Ricochet that those acts are wrestlers appeal to the youth, and so they're using them to try to go after the younger teens and things like that. That demographic.
The next match out is Io Shirai, Mitch's girlfriend.
Oh, dude, I loved her turn. I loved it.
She defeated Candice LeRae. And honestly, this match was just kind of there on the card.
Real quick, I just...
What you thought. I will say that. It performed better than what I thought it would.
Real quick, I love the turn. Io Shirai is golden, everything she does.
Because
but
you
I
just
think
love Io
even...
Shirai.
Yeah, okay, but let me complete my thought before I forget. I'm sure you guys will agree that it was very visible and obvious that Io Shirai, that, the gimmick she did turning on Candice, that was a copy and paste meant for Kairi Sane. And Kairi Sane was supposed to have that role, but then when she got put with Asuka on the main roster, they had to throw an audible up, and that audible became Candice LeRae. So.
Well, I'm glad it wasn't Kairi Sane. I like Kairi.
Kairi Sane and Io Shirai have history, so it made some sense. That's why Io was like so vindictive, because the turn was going to mean a lot with her turning on Kairi. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
yeah. So, anyways, I just wanted to let that be known.
Yeah. But
yeah.
Usually when you have an NXT show, all the matches kind of matter, and this kind of just seemed out of place for me. That's just my opinion.
Well, I liked it. It worked for me.
All right.
I would this.
But I could tell real quick. I'm sorry. I could tell it was a copy paste where they had to put someone in Kyrie's place. Sorry. Go ahead.
To me,
Or
like,
whoever
they always throw in a match that doesn't matter because keep in mind they had like Velveteen Dream versus Cassius Ohno. So like they always throw something in there that doesn't matter, but it just matters to the development of the character, if that makes sense. So it made sense for EO to get that development, right? To be, you got to build up another face for Shayna, who seems like she's going to be the champ for like damn near as long as fucking Asuka at this point.
You'd like to add anything before we move on, Scooter?
I have one last thing after him too.
I mean, honestly, it was an average match, average ending. I
liked it.
I mean, I didn't have too much invested in it, so.
Scooter, could you tell that of what I said about it being a copy paste instead of Kyrie? It went to Candice. Could you tell it kind of lacked what it meant to have in Kyrie being the person? Really? Okay.
No, just no.
Well, because other people said that's weird how she turned on her. Because what does Candice mean to EO? So other people saw it. It wasn't just me.
I'm just joshing you.
Next match, NXT North American Championship.
James, I was gonna say something real quick. I know I can't do the Mitch Mayhem, news this week. And shut the hell up! I ain't not talking to you because of everything. But I want to bring up a few, notes as we go along. And the two that match NXT is the signings. Austin Theory, as everyone knows, is signed, and then someone that AEW was trying to sign, and they just inked the deal a few days ago, Santana Garrett.
Santana Garrett, that sounds familiar.
Yep.
Yo, she's beautiful, amazing. Yeah, I love Santana.
Worked at Impact.
She's awesome.
Worked at Impact.
And she's hot as hell. She's gorgeous.
She's like a Cowboys cheerleader at one point.
Yeah, she's gorgeous. Yeah, she's a standout.
Oh, well, that's
she's a looker.
That's
a big, yeah.
Actually, I got one more piece.
Go for it.
There's gonna be a bidding war.
That was for NXT. Yeah,
there's gonna be a bidding war between WWE and AEW for 2 Impact stars.
Real quick, AEW. Oh, I think you're already. I know who you're talking about. LAX.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I think AEW already won that bidding war because Jericho is saying,
Jericho is saying that he's.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Jericho is hinting that LAX are going to be his tag team partners for the AEW debut on TNT.
That's a big match.
I'm sorry, Scoot. Didn't mean to cut you.
No. But it appears that's not set in stone. And that the WWE may go after them harder.
It's already happening. I know for a fact.
Money's being, but I've been told they'll be used more now.
I've been told that Tony threw enough money at them to where it's not money's not an issue in terms of what they were deciding on. They're deciding more on the environment they want to be around. So we'll see. But I think those 2 mystery partners, I think that's got to be LAX.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
And then
I'm on board.
we may also be seeing the return. And I said this I think a couple of months ago.
Oh, yeah.
We might be seeing the former return or the return of a former WWE superstar to the WWE. And
which one is that? Yeah.
And that's Johnny Impact.
Oh,
finally! I've been waiting for that to happen for a while. I like Johnny. I like Morrison.
But
interesting. It's just an interesting time altogether. Cause
Morrison can do things a lot of people can't. Yeah. Sorry, with his
true. And then with NXT being on FS1 allegedly for 2 hours.
They're gonna go against NXT.
No, NXT is going to apparently move to USA.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Oh, I heard it. When was this? This must have been in the last few days because I heard FS1.
Today I think I heard that.
Yeah, WWE
interesting.
considered USA Network as NXT's home on
I'll have to
Wednesday
call
night.
my friend back then. Okay.
Finish
interesting.
your thought,
It's
Kaliko, please.
official. I think it's just an interesting time for a lot of wrestling shows.
Oh God,
like
yeah.
last week NWA is doing their own TV show. So
Dude,
it's
I
gonna
was
be
gonna say, yeah.
it's gonna be very interesting with like wrestling content.
Real-
And it's weird. It's weird. Wrestling content is in that same phase as like the HGTV phase to me. Like everybody's looking for a home.
Yeah, you still got a big boom going. Yep. And
So it's
yeah,
like-
like you know the main, you know, ROH, TNA, WWE, like there are really good federations like MLW and others that are behind them that are coming up too, like you just said. And so, yeah, it's say it's deep is a very big understatement.
Yeah, it's deep.
But the WWE has a lot of people under contract right now. A lot.
Right. Back to what we were talking about. NXT North American
Takeover.
Championship match. Velveteen Dream defeated Roderick Strong and Pete Dunne. in
I'm a
triple
Velveteen
threat
Dream guy.
to retain the title.
Very solid, man.
Highlight of this was Dream's entrance.
The Raptors, yeah, oh God.
The
With the
Mounties.
mountain.
Oh, the Mountie, and I hate the Mountie. I didn't.
I'm the Mountie!
I hated it. I
I
don't
can't
care for
imagine that went over well in Canada because you know,
Maybe
the
in
Mounties-
Montreal where they speak French, but not. I don't know.
Yeah,
French
it's a
is
weird.
around.
It's a weird thing.
French in the six.
Not in Toronto. Not as big though. In
Nothing
Toronto.
Nothing but nuts.
I will say the ending of that match was great. The whole Dream coming off the top on Roderick in the pin. So it was a good match. I mean, for what it was, it made Dream bigger. So to me, it's like, who's going to be the next challenger for Dream for that title? And to me, it seems like Roderick Strong is going to make the case that, hey,
Because Roderick Strong didn't get pinned. So
right.
adding Pete Dunne to that rivalry
And
continues Roderick Strong versus Dream, which was
all,
the main rivalry.
also,
Right.
there's a storyline on the side where if Roderick wins that title, the Adam Cole, the whole stable, they have control of all the titles. I'm having a blank on their name, their stable name. Oh my God! Thank you, Undisputed Era. Oh my God! Yeah, I have Alzheimer's or something. Early onset Alzheimer's. Okay, yeah.
Old man Mitch, you don't want
Undisputed
to be a
Era. Yeah. No, but they would all have gold. So because I didn't mean to blow it there. Did I blow the tag thing? Ew.
What tag?
Never mind. Yeah, I kind of think I did. Never mind.
Well, yeah, they will have all the gold, but
I was just gonna say, well, not one of them. One of them won't.
one of them won't, and this may lead to either a Dream versus Cole title for title,
Okay, thank God I saved it a little bit.
or from the looks of it, they might. From the looks of it, since Johnny Gargano is apparently not going anywhere.
No, he's not going anywhere. No, I heard that. I saw that too.
Yeah.
That's a shocker. I thought for sure Vince would want him.
Like,
He's
Get,
too
like-
small for Vince.
I thought he won him yesterday. I thought he'd be like, get over here tomorrow.
and then you put
Because he's the new
Gargano up,
mighty man. Yeah, he's the new blue collar dude.
and you put Pete Dunne up against Adam Cole.
I'm okay with that, but I think Pete Dunne's a natural heel, not a face.
I disagree. I think he's I think he's a natural tweener where he
Okay, I see that. Yeah,
he's
I
got
don't. I disagree.
he's got that. Oh, I don't care if you boo, if you cheer me or hate me.
Kind of what I said earlier. Like so much
like
of a
Mitch
magnetism. He's got so much of a magnetism of a like attitude that people are drawn to it, even though they think they're not supposed to.
He is.
I get what you're saying. Right, that's exactly what I was trying to say. And they like the tabooness of they're not supposed to cheer for him, but I like him, so I'm going to cheer for him, kind of thing.
I mean, they showed that in Phoenix though when he beat Ricochet. So that
Right, but I agree with him on. I do, and here's the thing: not just him, but there's others that should be built that way. Like I said, like you need to show that attitude because even if you think you're trying to go, or you want to go heel with some guys, you should, or if you want to go face with some guys, you need to go heel with them to be able to get them that attitude, kind of like Becky Lynch.
Exactly.
What they accidentally did with Becky Lynch. They didn't mean it. They wanted to turn her heel, but the fans said no. So that's what I'm, meaning.
Alright, next match, NXT Women's Championship. Shayna Baszler defeated Mia Yim to retain the title.
And that sucks because Mia Yim's awesome and deserved a shot. I love her in-ring work, but she had no chance.
She has heat with me. I don't like Mia Yim, but it kind of seems like they're just waiting for the next person to give that title shot that actually has a shot.
Well,
yeah, but Mia Yim deserved more, in my opinion.
Well,
I really like her.
the next contender is supposedly going to be Rhea Ripley.
That's what. Yep. Okay. I'm trying not to talk about what. I'm trying not to talk about the stuff I've seen on the sheets for the NXT taping.
I thought she would still be trying to go after Tony.
But it makes sense because she's done all of that, and if she loses it anymore, it'll just hurt her. So bring her over to where she'll get more eyes on her, and have her go against Shayna Baszler or someone, warm her up against even Candice LeRae or someone like that, and you're good to go. Or you get the drift. Yeah. So I think that's a good move.
Baszler's getting to that point where it's getting short on that list.
Yeah,
right, and that has to be addressed pretty soon. Right.
The territory.
Because otherwise they're going to book themselves into a Yokozuna type situation where everyone gets like so bored that then they know the person they don't want to hold on the title is never going to drop it.
I think who's going to beat Shayna? Who's going to replace her?
There's a few, yeah.
NXT. I think even more than Adam Cole at this point.
I would say Candice. I think Candice would be one.
All right.
What? Oh.
What?
Hello, guys?
Yeah.
I didn't say nothing. Yeah, I'm waiting on you guys.
No. Kaliko was just saying Candice LeRae. And I could buy that, but, Shayna Baszler is probably the most over in NXT, even more than Adam Cole.
No, I don't think it will be a woman from NXT that stops her. I think if at all, it'll be someone from the main roster.
You know what? I was actually thinking the same thing, that somebody from the main roster could come in.
Right, like a Tyler Breeze or a Fandango, but more bigger.
Beat her for it, and then vacate it. I
can see that happening.
I would not be surprised if they send Asuka back after the Kabuki Warriors fail, and
or Kyrie.
Oh yeah, they have that rivalry.
But the Io Kyrie thing, then they might want to go back to it. So I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, soon to be revealed.
Soon to be revealed.
NXT Championship match: Adam Cole defeated Johnny Gargano in a 2-hour.
What a match! Most all the matches are great.
Oh God, oh man.
What?
Now, as we know, this was a 2 out of 3 falls match. The first fall.
I love the first one. Yeah.
The first fall, I think, was brilliant with Gargano.
Oh, that was great.
Getting himself disqualified and beating
that was great.
Crap out of Adam Cole.
I love it.
Taking the street fight to his advantage to win that second fall. But it's that third fall that I think really shocked everybody, because the first thing everybody thought is, oh my God, it's the Ambrose Asylum. And I'm like, you idiots, that's not the Ambrose Asylum. It's the Moxley Mausoleum.
Damn. That is a good point.
Or Moxley Mayhem or some crap like that.
Hey, gimmick infringement.
Again.
Watch it.
But there was no Mitch.
From our lawyers.
There was no Plant.
I won't go into it. Yeah, never mind. It's not about the show, so never mind.
Yeah.
I was just no. I don't want to go into myself because I was just gonna say I came up with the crazy gimmick long before these guys did.
Don't talk
In
about
my
it.
opinion. Shut up! Where did that come from?
I mentioned plans that you go off.
I never. No, very funny.
What else would you like to take
I was-
credit for, Mitch?
I was thinking more of a spy when you said plant. No, never mind.
See, when William Regal said the two men were going to have to go to hell and back, everybody immediately thought, oh my God, they snuck Hell in a Cell into the arena.
What?
When William Regal talked about the fall at the beginning of the show, the third fall,
Oh,
both men are
Okay.
going to have to go through hell.
gotcha.
Everybody immediately thought, oh my God, they snuck Hell in a Cell.
I was gonna say, and they snuck in an old ECW cell in there with all the weapons attached.
Honestly, that was a smart move, right?
That was
didn't see it
like from WCW, wasn't it? Then WCW used to do that. So one of them did it back in the 90s.
Technically,
Eat both of them?
Technically, it's a Japanese death match.
But I've seen it's something in. I get what you're saying, but technically we've seen it in WCW and ECW.
It's a cage death match, except the cage just wasn't
Right.
electrocuted.
Right. So, but we saw. One of my point is we saw both of this in ECW and WCW in the 90s, right?
Honestly,
No,
I
not
was the
I
best
could have
match.
sworn I saw one of them.
No, never the cage with the weapons attached to it.
Not even ECW. I saw it somewhere. It must be Japan then.
Honestly, I
I
thought
mean-
this was the best. This was the best match on the card. I think this is the match everybody was waiting for.
Oh, absolutely.
And I thought it delivered. It was the only
Yeah.
match that really got me into the paid preview.
Real quick, Adam Cole is by far the best heel on NXT, bar none. And Gargano is the blue collar hero that everyone wants to be and cheer for. So, like, those are the two number 1 and 2 in my opinion, as they should be, and as they fought for the title. That's number 1 and 2 should always be fighting for the title. So.
The thing about Johnny Gargano and Adam Cole, the funniest thing that I always find is that, you say that Adam Cole's a heel, but
He can do both. He's very versatile. He's very versatile. He can do both very well, in fact.
But they're both losers.
He's got
They
charisma
could
and
go
personality.
forever swapping the championship every other month, and nobody kind of would be surprised because they both lose so many matches.
It's about how you it's all in the psychology of it and how you play it off. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Alright, and that concludes our coverage of NXT.
NXT.
And now we are wrestling with
Man, this is loud.
SummerSlam. It took
Okay.
also place in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. My personal feelings was that this was a complete fan service of Canada. They pulled out every Canadian hero that they possibly could
and
without
it backfired on him a little bit.
Without resurrecting Jim Neidhart and Skylar Lowe.
And Natalia tried, and they tried to do the Natalia, when she came out with the Canadian flag. Did you guys hear how the first few seconds there was a big pop? Then the fans started going, "Boo, Becky, Becky!" That is it, dude. It completely shits on what they were trying to do. So, that's why I'm saying you can't predict what the fans are going to think or want to do. You can't do that and think that you can't go wrong if you put the Canadian in a Canadian match in Canada.
Just shows
I mean,
how awful Becky is.
I was just gonna say it's single-minded and it's lazy creative. It's not. Yeah, it's not. It doesn't take any creative thought to come up with whatsoever. It's just lazy booking. But yeah, no.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
other than the fan service, I actually enjoyed this pay-per-view very much.
I was gonna say, compared to the pay-per-views before Extreme Rules, I'm not kidding you, they were so trashed. I could not watch James. I could not. I am a diehard, devoted wrestling fan since I was 8 years old, 7 or 8 years old. I watched every minute of every show until well into my 20s. I'm telling you, I couldn't get through 2 minutes of a Raw or even a pay-per-view before Extreme Rules, before they started changing things. And that's the only thing I've been explaining to you about the AEW thing. I just wanted someone to get Vince's attention because I knew that's the only way you were going to get his attention. If you any other way would not work because you've seen it. He just does what he wants. The only thing he's going to listen to is if you hit him in the pocketbook where it hurts and where he sees it. That's the only place he sees it.
We got Kaliko back.
Oh, awesome. Hey, Kaliko.
Yeah.
But real quick, to finish.
The ref screwed me over, but I got back in the ring.
No, to finish my thought, though, I am glad for AEW for what they did and bringing the industry over double the pay that they used to have just 4 months ago. That's what AEW did. It made Vince pay the boys more and change how he did business. That's all I wanted. And now they're doing some good stuff with including one of, I think, the best things I've ever seen on WWE TV, The Fiend.
And we'll get into that in a little bit later. The first match on the pre-show, Drew Gulak wrestled Oney Lorcan for the Cruiserweight Championship. And how did Drew Gulak win, Kaliko?
By his PowerPoint presentation.
James, Drew Gulak, he needs to be like what they did with Ali and Buddy Murphy. If they're going to do it slowly, they need to do it right because he deserves to be in the main roster with the others. He is a really good wrestler. He doesn't deserve to be in the 205 Live roster, in my opinion.
I think Ali and Alexander.
No, I'm just giving an example, like the Buddy Murphys, the Ollie's.
No, right. What I'm saying, I think that's a good example that there is life after 205.
Oh, Cedric Alexander, Ali, Buddy Murphy now? Oh, there's absolutely is. Now. Yeah. But now, it's now. Now that Vince changed everything after the AEW threat. And I knew that's what it was going to take, that it was going to take that kind of threat and him changing how it worked from the inside and how things were done. Because he was getting completely complacent.
I think Gulak should have had this years ago, but they put this guy named Enzo Amore in the happened, right?
Dude, yeah, I don't like. I know. I used to like his promos, but yeah.
Gulak's push got stopped by Enzo.
You're right. Drew Gulak did not deserve that. In hindsight, he absolutely should have kept it.
He turned that shit gold, and
dude. But I just got right when you came in, like right before you came in, I just got done saying or telling James how until Extreme Rules pay-per-view, I couldn't, like, for 2 years, I couldn't get through a full show really without, like, it was hard for me doing that. So back then was that time, when they were like shitting on the bed every show. In my opinion. Well, I mean, just complacent booking. Nothing was a surprise, in my opinion. Very few surprises. It was just not the same as it used to be. You know what I mean? And now it's getting better.
Match, Apollo Crews wrestled Buddy Murphy. The match ended in disqualification.
And Buddy Murphy getting involved, and I like how they listened to the fans and how the fans thought they saw him in the Roman attack, and they're playing it into the angle. I like how they looked at the internet and they saw the scuttlebutt in the rumors, and now they're playing it into a gimmick. That's what they used to do. For God's sakes, thank you. Let's keep going this direction, Vince. It's a good direction.
And Alexa Bliss defeated Billie Kay and Peyton Royce for the women's tag titles.
They're retained, yeah.
Yeah, retained.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's pre-show. I didn't actually see it, just gonna skim through this shit?
Oh, I'm just gonna real quick. This one got me pissed. It had me cringing because of Alexis coming out in a Buzz Lightyear cosplay and then cosplaying with her wrist like she's shooting a laser at whoever. I think Billy Kay. It was stupid. It was really stupid. I cringed so hard.
The E in WWE is entertainment. The E in ESPN is entertainment.
And your son's making it hard to hear.
Elias?
Your son's got a future in broadcasting.
Elias had a concert, ended in Ed spearing him. That should have been on the main show, in my opinion.
What? Say that again? I didn't hear you.
Elias concert and Ed speared him.
I can't believe that wasn't on the main show. You're right.
Speaking of Edge, he got cleared to wrestle. Doesn't mean he's gonna wrestle.
But he said he could have a match tomorrow if he wanted to.
But he's not going. He's not like that. He wants to make it count, and he doesn't want to happen what happened with Ric Flair, who wasted his legacy after coming back to the ring too many times, and what Undertaker's doing right now too.
Until they pay him $1 million to be on the next Crown Jewel event.
Yeah, then he'll suck on a bottle and wear a bib on national TV if they pay him that money. Yeah, they pay him.
Well, keep in mind.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, Crown Jewel is still waiting on Bruce the Barber Beefcake to come to the show. So
God.
And
Brood Eye. It's Brood Eye! I can hear Gorilla in the back of my head. I can hear Gorilla Monsoon's voice saying, "It's Brood Eye!"
Monsoon never called it Brood Eye. He was never called the Brood Eye until WCW.
I heard. No, okay. Now I'm gonna refute you. No, I heard on. I think it was definitely one of the Coliseum home videotapes, 91 or 92, like SummerSlam or Royal Rumble. He absolutely was like calling him Brunei and said Brother Brunei once. I heard it.
Brunei, as in the Sultan of Brunei?
No, Brunei. He said just the word Brunei. It's Brunei. He called him that a lot. I heard it. I heard it many times.
Why would he call him Brunei?
Because that's what he called him.
Because it was Brutai, and it was never Brutai until WCW.
I'm telling you, I heard it, bro. I heard it. Okay, it might have been Brutai, but it was. He said it. I'm just letting you know.
When you're looking for when you said Kota Ibushi won the G1, why don't you look for that interview as well?
What are you talking about?
Wow.
Wait, hold on. Wait. What are you getting at?
I said when you go back to look for when you said Kota Ibushi won the G1 a couple months ago, look for Gorilla Monsoon.
Evidence of Gorilla Monsoon calling Brutus Beefcake brother.
I did, but that's not going to be on our fucking podcast because we never talked about that before. I'm saying that
He's saying
you're not hearing me. What I think. I know I'm not full of crap. Shut the hell up. I heard what I heard, and I know I heard it on a Coliseum home video. Now let's move on, damn it.
Would you stop?
I would love to live in Mitch's world. Okay, next match. Becky Lynch defeated Natalya for the women's title in a submission match. Me and Scooter were right on this. Clean finish. Becky Lynch wins.
I mean, I thought it would go one way, and it didn't go the way that I thought. So it of course Becky was gonna win, but I was like holding out for that hope that they would pull up Toronto finish in Montreal.
I knew. I didn't think for a second that Becky was going to lose this match. I thought, like Kaliko said, I thought they would do a spot that hinted at it. Or if Natalya was getting play from the crowd, because maybe they did consider all things before going out there because of how hot Becky was. Hopefully. But I think it happened the way it should have happened. Becky came out on top. And then what happened on Raw, I just really quickly want to add that that's something I called too. I did fucking tell you guys that Sasha, the thing with Sasha, she was playing that up on the internet. I didn't know for a fact that if she was coming back or not to WWE, but I did say, if she's mad or not, she is playing it up a little bit.
Look for that when you're looking for the Kota Ibushi.
Yeah, I will. But hear me out. No, but 2 weeks ago, then that I heard that she was either going to come back on SummerSlam or Monday night, and so yeah.
And I just like to say I was also right. It was a one-off. Becky won, Natalia lost. Move on.
Right.
Ha ha.
Wait, what? I didn't say anything. I wasn't
No.
debating that.
No, that's me and James.
Okay, just making sure. Okay. Because I'm getting shit on a lot here. I'm getting ganged up on.
Anything you'd like to add, Scooter?
No, I'm just saying we were all right.
Next match.
I mean, we were all in agreement.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next match, Bill
That's an easy one.
Goldberg defeated Dolph Ziggler 3 fucking times at this point.
Honestly, I can make it easier for you guys. I don't need to say anything. I'll just tell you in like 1 or 2 words what I feel. Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle. He says exactly how I feel about Goldberg.
Bro.
If you want to know how I feel, listen to how what Riddle says about it. That's what I mean.
Kaliko, what's your favorite fruit?
Vegetable, and that is squash.
Squash is technically a fruit.
Yokozuna's favorite old fruit, whatever.
I actually have to
Vegetable fruit,
Google that
whatever.
for the show.
Really?
Because it's seed bearing.
Get
That's
the fuck
exactly.
out of here.
I was gonna go up with a naughty joke after that, but I'll leave it alone.
Same way a fruit. Same way a
Seed
pumpkin
bearing.
fruit.
Get it? Seed bearing?
Oh.
Never mind.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. I get it, but corn has seeds too, gotcha.
It was a corny joke.
no.
Never mind.
Corn
Did you hear me? I said corny. It was a corny joke. Haha. Okay, never mind.
Corn has kernels, not seeds. It grows on a cob.
Jeff Cobb?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Corn has kernels like a Jeff Cobb. I
Corn
like
on a Jeff Cobb.
I like how this show is going from wrestling to
We're wrestling with anonyms and letters, yeah.
Wrestling with vegetables.
Exactly.
Next match, AJ Styles defeated Ricochet to retain the U.S. Championship.
This is one of my favorite
Oh,
matches of the night.
Yeah, probably the best match on the card.
Yeah, I mean, one of the best matches. I think, yeah, Scooter called it. Like, we thought Ricochet was.
I said, I'm telling you, they're not gonna switch the belt. They're gonna go with the whole club, holding all the gold.
Too sweet.
The OC? You're going with the Orange Counties?
Why not? Yeah, they're hot right now. I mean, the fact, I'll put it this way. The OC, whether they win or lose, depends on if Drew Gallows comes out with me.
Dude, Gallows is very underrated. I know, with his size and everything.
If Gallows come out with face paint, they're gonna kick ass.
Dude, thank you. You're not the only one. I'm not the only one who feels that way. That he looks so badass with that NJPW face paint that he used to wear. Yeah.
If he wants the paint, it's a wrap. But if he doesn't, they taking L's tonight. But I've noticed that. Like every time.
Watch if he doesn't wear paint. Watch Vince give him that testicle gimmick back.
Exactly. So, I mean.
Or Festus. Or Festus.
I don't think he remembers Festus at this point.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
You don't know what you're missing.
Yeah, Vince,
Okay.
Vince
No, I
McMahon
mean
was like,
Vince McMahon.
Oh, Vince.
Vince didn't remember him. He was like, that guy was Vince.
Yeah, Vince, like, he hires someone that moves on, and, like, he doesn't remember half the people he used to hire, dude. Shit. He's so sheltered, it's not funny. That dude's got king life. Anyway, sorry, what?
Next match, Big Bad Booty Bailey defeated Ember Moon.
I was gonna say, Scott Steiner?
Retained the Women's SmackDown's title. Again, not really a surprise.
Yep.
Big bad. We do big bad booty bad.
Jeez, dang!
Hello,
I mean,
if you hear her. No,
We have a 63% chance!
no,
no, it's Hugger.
Hugger.
Well, he does the
Hero.
math. Yeah.
That's
Hugger, if you got consent.
Yeah, that's 2019. Yeah, that's about right.
Especially in this day and age.
And now the mighty have fallen. He used to go from tag team champion, and now he's wrestling Hornswoggle in
Wait.
like 50-seat buildings.
How the mighty opponent, so the mighty don't kneel.
I recently saw Scott Steiner. He looks like shit.
Yeah, his chest is encaving even more.
And he was like, "Welcome to Walmart! Welcome to Walmart!"
No, but that's a sign, obviously, of roids, a bad roid use when your chest starts caving.
Was there ever a doubt he didn't use steroids?
Of course not.
Yeah.
He probably.
I mean, but
never
that's
mind.
That's the only guy that could get away from Mac and Jordan.
Dude, they all did. All of them. Every single one of them did. Every wrestler.
Like,
Almost every wrestler before 2000 absolutely did.
Probably between the ages of birth and kindergarten.
The only one who might not have taken roids back in that time is maybe DDP. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
Next match, Kevin Owens defeated Shane McMahon with Owens' career at stake. This was actually a really good match. I thought it played to what WWE is known for doing, in my opinion.
And what's that?
Putting someone in desperate despair only to know that they signed a 5-year deal.
Well, to me, what you're saying is what WWE does best is they have 3 to 4 like copy and paste platform things that instead of think of something creative, they just have 3 or 4 things to put to universally smack on a gimmick, and they keep those 3 or 4 things and they pick between them every time. So it's a very limited amount of ideas, and they reuse them over and over and over like a copy paste.
Well, that's kind of sort of. I was going with a lot of Gaga with the baby face coming out on top.
No,
I
okay.
mean-
Well, I'm just saying.
Company at this point. So, I mean, they've been a face company since 84.
Yeah, they've always been a face company. I don't think a heel won at WrestleMania until like WrestleMania in the teens, heavy teens.
Till WrestleMania 2000.
There you go. Okay, that's 14.
16.
16. So, you're right. I'm an idiot because I literally turned 6. I turned 16. I am the exact same age as when as WrestleMania. So that's so stupid that I missed that. Holy shit! I was 16 when it came out. How could I not have?
I was the same age too, man. We both been away.
I know that's stupid. I could have just been like, "How old am I?" Okay, that's how it is. That's how much it is.
Kaliko, you look like good for your age. Mitch, damn, you're old.
Shut up! I'm young as fuck looking. I know I am.
Dude, Kaliko.
I wouldn't mind looking older, to be honest.
Kaliko, Scooter, do you have anything to add to the match?
Squash.
yeah. I mean, basically, yeah.
A mud hole stomped into that arse.
Pretty much.
Next match, Charlotte
And walketh dry. Sorry, go ahead.
walked it with
I'll
Elias.
walketh.
I wanna walk with Elias.
It sounded like you said Atlantis for a second.
Dude,
Walk with Atlantis. What the fuck?
could we sing that and not get sued? I'm just curious.
No, I don't know if it's made up lyrics. Yeah,
It's
cool.
it's made up lyrics, so yeah.
yeah,
Awesome.
you can.
Alright, we need to
It's like you can sing any tune with made up lyrics. You just can't use the lyrics.
awesome. We need to continue doing shit like that.
Mitch,
Hey, I got I can do that. I have. I'll do it next time.
Mitch sucks.
We're on the end of this. Oh, shut up! Suck on something else.
Charlotte Flair defeated Trish Stratus.
That's what I got to say to you. You're a duty head.
I
Okay.
enjoyed this show up to this match. I kind of thought that this match was below par for both girls. It was very quiet. Kind of seemed like a pin could drop in the arena at some points.
Only because we knew who was gonna win. Like that, you kind of figured. Like it. Like I said, they were going for the Rock Hogan effect. Every Charlotte is like so far and above the division.
But for Rock Hogan, you have to have a small sense of unpredictability to have a Rock Hogan situation. Oh, sorry.
No, that was my point. Like he's right because the point was that they were going for that Rock Hogan feel with the women's division, but the problem is Charlotte is so far ahead of this fucking division that it doesn't appeal because you already knew Charlotte was going to win. Like,
well, in my opinion, that's only because I think she gets heavily favored because of her daddy's Ric Flair, and so she gets a lot of favors from the backstage. I really believe that.
I mean, I also could give it to this. She's fucking good. Like,
absolutely. I'm just saying. Okay, not only is she one of the best females, but also on top of that, her dad is Ric Flair, so that's an extra boost.
Like,
and that puts her over the top, in my opinion.
Yeah, she's good. So you kind of
dude, she's one of the best. Without being Ric Flair's daughter, she's one of the best, right?
She's the best.
She's in the top 5.
And real quick, Coleco, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I had my earphones fall out, and so I didn't hear you talking.
Oh no, you good. I mean, you basically said what I was.
I'm just letting you know.
She's essentially she is the Mike Trout of the women's division. Like, she's that's it.
There you go. I agree with Coleco.
So, yeah, the match was there.
Well, now her and Becky, but yeah.
Yeah, so honestly,
And
this was
maybe
just
Sasha.
a match to give Charlotte something and play to the Canadian thing.
And I just gotta say real quick, they were gonna make this Trish was gonna initially make this a comeback match, and it became a farewell match. Thankfully, I like what Trish did, but this is a new era of women who can take it to a different level. And with all that Trish did, she's in her 40s, and she even admitted she can't go with these girls in this era.
I mean, that was a given, though. That was a given.
But most people don't admit it to themselves. They hold on to their past glory. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't. They're not real with themselves.
Anything you'd like to add, Scooter?
Again, I was right.
I think we all agree.
Okay, ego, Mr. Ego Head.
No, I was right on every match except for one.
You sound like Trump now.
And I already know which one you for.
You sound like Trump.
And I went with that, and I went with that one for a specific reason.
Yeah, just do what he is and ignore any downfall of yours and just say everything's great.
And I believe the next match is the one that you didn't get, Kofi Kingston versus Randy Orton for the WWE.
Who would have bet against Kofi? Who would have bet against Kofi?
Wait. I did say it would end in some sort of no contest.
But you thought Randy would maybe win?
No, I said Kofi. I said it's either Kofi wins or there's going to be some sort of no contest. And they're going to build for match.
It's either Kofi wins or Randy wins.
No, it's either Kofi wins or a no contest.
I'm fucking with you. Okay.
I think I was the only one that kinda was going for Randy at that point.
No, not me. Randy said it so many times. They're trying to go with the new generation of guys, build them up. Why would you do that and backtrack?
This match means more to him than anything, and it showed in the way in his demeanor because he seemed a lot more serious in this match.
Right. But I agree with you. But Randy knows his position now is to help build guys like Kofi, and he'll still have his time, but he needs to help propel a guy like Kofi. I know they want to shoot Kevin Owens to the moon and make him the new Austin, and other guys.
What I was going with was Randy Orton beats Kofi Kingston.
They're trying to make new stars.
Yeah, and then have Kofi chase Randy Orton and have him get the belt back from Randy and make him into a bigger star.
No, because you got to have Kofi on a long-time win streak to make. You got to have Kofi stay, champ.
The reign has to be legitimate because they already know if Kofi loses, they're going to call the race card.
You know what I would do? You know what I would do? Tell me if this sounds good to you, Kaliko. I would wait until maybe Survivor Series or Royal Rumble, and then have like some super shocking way to have Cope or Big E cost them the title in turn.
I mean, that would make sense. But to me, if you saw that Kofi documentary after WrestleMania, New Day's not breaking up. Like that's.
I mean, but Big E could be like, yeah, we're brothers, but I gotta see mine. So I gotta get my money from my family. You know what I mean?
It wouldn't make sense for him to do that, considering that they basically.
But he can. I know, but he can. He has an avenue to where he can say, "Yeah, we're brothers," but you got in my way of making my bread. You got in my way of cutting. I was supposed to be the one that led us. You know what I mean?
Is that your best Big E impression, Mitch?
I get it.
I was just saying what he would say. That's not an impression.
I get what you're saying, but like the whole purpose of the New Day was to give Kofi that.
And I hear what you're saying too. I think there could be a middle ground though in that, and I could see them.
I will say this right now: if you didn't like in Scooter and Jay, if y'all didn't like Kofi having this title now, they're planning the WWE show for San Diego, and
Kofi's being built around SmackDown.
Is Kofi versus Randy for the WWE title, so that tells you Kofi's going to have it well into October.
Well,
I'll get mad if Randy wins there.
After Brock, beat him in beat Seth at Extreme Rules, they were running ads where Seth Rollins was defending the title against Baron Corbin at the house show. So,
I thought you were going to say Seth and Kofi.
No, that honestly means that means nothing at this point. Quite honestly.
Yeah, but who's the best of the two? That kind of does.
It means that Kofi's going to have that title.
If you face at some point, that Survivor Series match of who's the best of the show champions. Usually, every Survivor Series they make it the Raw champion or SmackDown champion.
I think
and if they make more of a deal about it and make it an annual big deal, it can work. But it just in the last 2 years they haven't made it as big of a deal.
But but with that match, they try to go for a match where two superstars who haven't faced each other before do it.
Right.
Can we just agree that the double disqualification was total bullshit?
Yeah, but I get what I did.
I'm glad it stayed on Kofi, and I want to keep it. I want to have it kept on Kofi for a long time.
I get why they did it because Kofi, like I told you guys last week, Kofi needs it for the credibility.
And I see why they did because Randy Orton, he's got a lot of weight to throw around there. I'm sure he's not going to just lie down and get pinned for anyone, or roll over for anyone. So let him, instead of beating Kofi or having some crazy finish to where he gets the upper hand, have him a DQ schmoz between the two, and then Kofi gets to go over on the SmackDown show in October.
But you could also make the argument that they did the schmoz finish last year at SummerSlam. Well, it's
no, that's not the argument. That's the fact. You're right, and you're not the only person to bring that up. I've heard of so many people bringing that up. And that's what I mean about the WWE copy and paste strategy. They will not get off that shit. They copy and paste too much. It's just too obvious.
And the next match on the card, Bray Wyatt, he's a fiend! Wrestled Finn Balor, Bray Wyatt.
Wowie.
This was, oh my god. Okay, honestly, I'm not being over-exaggerating. I think we all remember when we first saw Steve Austin. I think we all remember when we first saw The Rock, when he was The Rock.
Well, we saw Steve Austin first when he was the ringmaster.
Okay, you get my point. As Steve Austin, with the King of the Ring speech. This was a historic moment we'll never forget. And this is probably one of the top 3 WWE characters ever created. Ever. Well, real quick, the creative on this literally made me, I got chills from it because this is something that I would try to come up with my friends. This is something straight from the book of where I would like to think out of. And so I was like, oh, dude, I love this. He put He put thought into every little syncrasy, every movement, like the hurt and heel, how he alters between hands depending on his, how he's feeling. Just every little move. I love it, and I just hope WWE doesn't fuck it up.
Well, I could tell you this, that after SummerSlam, the WWE commissioned a set of custom WWE championships in both the United States, the Intercontinental, the Universal, and the WWE Championship specifically for the Fiend.
And but here's the thing. You know what? Okay, great timing. You know how they usually have. I think this was last year. They had, or the year before that. They had the Hell in the Cell TV or whatever it's called. Like the advertisement, the cover advertisement.
The promos.
They had Bray Wyatt on the cover of last year. Dude, this is it's the October pay-per-view. That's the best time to have him as the Fiend on that cover. Like right around October, Halloween time. Like it's just perfect timing.
Actually, if you look at WWE 2K20, actually just introduced the Fiend as a download.
He's good. No, I know he's. No, I wasn't talking about 2K20. I knew that. Yeah. But I wasn't talking about the game.
But he's saying that the marketability of the character.
Oh, we already knew that. Did you know that the WWE was selling the Fiend replica Fiend masks on Monday? When he first came out on Monday Night Raw. Okay.
Oh no, they sold it like the weekend.
Hear me out. Yeah, they made some cheap ass replica masks that they were selling for $45 a pop. They didn't just sell out. They back ordered. And so, if Bray if the Fiend wasn't going to get a huge push before, they sure as hell got the head office's attention now, for sure.
Oh, they had the 500. They had the actual Firehouse Fun, the Firefly Funhouse boxes, the 500 set, and that sold out like on Monday. Like on some like Freddy Krueger, Jason shit right now.
I love it, and that lantern, that fucking lantern. Oh, I love it.
I wish they would sell the lantern, like straight up.
Oh, they're going to. They're already marketing the lantern. They're already marketing it.
I would buy the lantern. The lantern in itself is lit.
I would too.
The lantern is great.
But they gotta make a better replica of that mask. If they made a better quality replica for a little bit more, I would get it. But the one they got now is shitty.
But they can't, it's funny because, now, people are...
They make bad merchandise. They just put a little bit better quality into what they made and had a better partner.
But then they can make you pay for more for the better quality.
Exactly. But here's they would push it up even more. They would make the prices way bad. Yeah. It'd be like going to a movie theater. Bad.
That's what they do with money in the bank briefcases.
Put it this way. The mask, the Ramblin' Rabbit puppet.
Yeah, they're all gonna be monetized.
They're already monetized.
That's what I'm saying.
They're all on back order.
So do you not see like the Bray Wyatt Funhouse part of it with all what I'm saying? No, you don't see what I'm saying. Let me finish. Do you not see in the future the child part of the Bray Wyatt, like the Funhouse with the characters and that, going into like stores in terms of toys, physical toys?
I mean, they're already available.
Physical toys of the rabbit.
Yes, they're available on the WWE shop and they're back ordered.
Yeah, I didn't know about the toy. I didn't know okay. I meant like main. I'm talking about like
all the puppets. The buzzard, the rabbit.
I get you. But Scott, what I was saying was getting into a store, meaning mainstream, like getting in front of a lot of people.
No, this stuff is all gonna be WWE top exclusive. They're not gonna the puppets and stuff. They're no.
Well, like the Young Bucks, every now and then you get something that's hot, and then they'll lease it out to a big merchandise retailer.
No, they're not going to do it because
Okay.
all the puppets, they're available. You can have your own Firefly
Gotcha.
Funhouse, and
That's cool,
everything's
man.
up back order. The next time they're expected to
okay.
be in stock is 2 weeks from today.
Okay. Okay,
All
we're
right,
agreeing. I think you're misunderstanding me because what I'm saying is I see them even
They're not-
merchandising this even more. Like I see so much of
They're
them
not-
for what them to merchandise.
Okay,
The only
so
thing
we know what
is the
Mitch
mask
thinks.
getting in the store.
Mitch is
I'm trying
really
to hear
high on the
Scott say.
Fiend character. But
What?
Kaliko, Scooter, do you see this character becoming Universal Champion?
Oh my god.
I mean,
Yeah.
We know you think
Oh, are
he
you
is,
kidding
Mitch.
me? That I can't believe you asked that.
no, they're making the cut. They already like in the line. Like if he wins the belt, he'll be a custom champion.
Guys, real quick, hold on.
And I think they did better with him.
Let me
Okay.
finish.
Yeah.
I think they did better in a sense where, like, the old Bray Wyatt character, as much as I liked him, you could tell, like, it didn't matter to him whether he won the title or not.
Like,
And, like, this one, it kind of will matter if he
Like-
wins the title or not.
Okay. Go ahead.
This is the
No, you go ahead. Yeah.
This is the one gimmick where having the championship could actually matter in terms of gimmick. Because
Right.
you can have him fighting with himself internally about who he's giving a title shot to.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like you can even have him come out and say, "Oh, we know you deserve the title shot, but the Fiend won't allow it."
Well, I don't even think he should speak for the Fiend because you got to keep the mystery of the Fiend.
That's
So, no, I think because you got to keep the two separate.
You see
gotta
this
keep two
going
separate.
down in the next 4 months, or do you think maybe next year?
I say I give it the Rumble to Mania.
Yep.
Okay.
I give him winning the Rumble.
Okay, are you saying the world title?
Yeah.
Okay, here's my prediction. Okay, I believe he will not have a title match until after WrestleMania, and I believe he will work a WrestleMania program with Aleister Black because they're already teasing it online. There's many there's many things that match up. There's many things that they've already matched up, like in the low-key background for when they do it. Everything is hinting to Aleister Black versus The Fiend before The Fiend moves on to a world title match.
Not to mention that the theme songs are sung by the same band.
Yeah, but real quick, Scott showed us a clip of what we thought
It's
was...
Scooter, damn it, kayfabe.
Scooter, sorry. Habits die hard. He showed a clip of what we all thought was... Because that was the only clip online, and I guess they redid even that. And to where, like, it's more of a metal rock version of the old theme.
Yeah.
Instead of, like, a country hillbilly creep, yeah.
Oh,
I think that was well done as
It's
well.
still creepy. It's still creepy as fuck, but in a good way.
Yeah.
That song was like,
And my favorite part, real quick, is at the end when you know the creepiest fucking music I think I've ever heard of. When the lights are flicking, and after he beat Finn, did you see how he slowly turned his head towards the camera? How creepy that was. Oh, it was just beautiful, and I know that's right down Scooter's, right down his road in terms of he loves scary movies and shit like that. So, yeah.
I love stuff like that.
when he
Yep.
beat him and he was in the middle of the ring, he disappears, and next thing you know, he's on the ramp. It's like, holy shit.
Oh, dude! Oh, bro! It's funny about that. I saw. Okay, right before as the lights were going out, I caught him, like right when he was doing the thing, putting his hands up like he's just standing there and gonna disappear or kneeling there. Well, I saw him do he rolled out quicker than I've ever seen Bray roll out. But I saw it before the lights hit down. I thought that was funny.
Next
Usually,
match, Brock Lesnar
People don't like to catch that.
wrestled Seth Rollins for the Universal Championship, and Seth Rollins regained the championship.
Okay, I was shocked at this.
The
This
only
shocked
match-
me.
The only match I got wrong, and I'm glad to have gotten it wrong.
And I'll admit, I would have gotten this wrong too. I don't know how I felt about it. Now I kind of like it, but before the month leading up to this, myself with other people were very anti Seth Rollins because of his whole ordeal with Will Ospreay online. He came off as such a fucking prick. The way he, you didn't hear about that? Where Will Ospreay said something about NJPW's the best wrestling, something about it's the best wrestling federation in the world, something, and I've had more matches than you have, Seth. And he said something about, the number that counts is the number in my bank account compared to you, or something like that. Yeah, that was fucked up. And everyone started like shitting on him. But no, everyone started being like, dude, he shouldn't, like, no one wanted him to be a face anymore. Everyone thought he was turning heel from that.
Well, hopefully this time the title run will be more significant than his WrestleMania to Extreme Rules run, which was
honestly, his whole 2019 has been, honestly, it's felt forced. Like they tried to force Roman Reigns a few years ago before he was not ready. When he wasn't ready.
My personal feelings is the only significant Universal title run was Kevin Owens.
I'd have to think about that for a second, but I will give you that Kevin Owens was definitely a standout. I'd have to think about it, so I don't. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, Scooter.
Considering there have only been 5 Universal Champions in history.
Oh shit! Okay, that's right. It's only a 2-year-old title, if that.
3-year-old.
Great.
Okay.
Well,
I'm not too far off. Shit.
What are your thoughts, Felico?
I called it. I told you Seth would have to win because they made it seem like he was hopeless and he had to like come deeper than he ever thought.
Or like he would get pushed down the card. Is that what you thought? He'd be pushed down the card if he didn't win?
Me personally, I just thought a lot of people had low expectations based on how Brock usually does. And
right. Well, that's the beauty of Paul Heyman, in my opinion, but go ahead, yeah.
That was probably like his best match since the triple threat match with him, Cena, and Rollins. Like, that was like one of his best matches in a while. And for him, I know people are getting pissed because, oh my God, he took the loss and blah, blah, blah. But the quality of the match was, like, outstanding.
Oh dude, Brock showed up more than he ever showed up. Like, when he wants to wrestle, he's a good wrestler. When he wants to sandbag, he's Andre the Giant. He'll make you look fucking horrible.
Like, give him enough zeros in his bank account. He'll
but if he respects you, he'll put you over like $1 million.
I don't even think it's that much. I think he's more like in the money. He's like, yo, you.
But it's also about respect. Like with Undertaker, he went above and beyond for the Undertaker because the Taker went above and beyond for him.
But I mean,
there is a little bit of that.
Seconds, he knew the money. Like he sees the money.
Absolutely. Oh, for sure. No, I'm saying like very few, like with the respect. Like it's more like if they have to earn his respect by like beating him up and like standing up to him, and then when it's earned, then he shows it by in the ring by taking care of you and putting you over. That's what I mean.
Right. Yeah. And at the end of the night, Seth won the belt, but Brock Lesnar went home with a larger check, and he's still married to Sable, so he's winning in life.
Oh, real quick, Mitch Mayhem news on the Roman Reigns has signed a new 4-year deal.
Yeah. 4 years. Okay. Good to know. And unless if Scooter wants to add something to the Brock Lesnar Seth Rollins match?
Honestly, I got nothing.
Okay.
What's new?
I thought Brock was gonna win, so I give him a prize for that.
What's new? No, I'm fucking around.
And with that has been the show.
I will be back next week, so you don't forget me in next week's intro.
Oh, well,
like you did this
Well, I did not
this time.
forget you. We had Scooter had to call you
Promise is not
specifically.
guaranteed.
Well,
Scooter had to
okay.
call
Well,
you.
all right. Okay.
And we'll
Whatever
see
you
if
say.
you come next week.
Uh-huh.
And
I just told you I'd be there.
Oh, wait a minute.
Well, you say you're gonna be here,
told you
but
I'm
then you go
gonna
on
be
your
there, so-
vendors and Rapungi.
Don't
and we
do that
hear
to me.
from you
Don't
in
do
weeks.
that to me.
Well,
Shut
he
up,
can't.
don't
He
do
has
that
to
to
be
me.
here next week because with Rapongi, because the people that would be in Rapongi is going to be in Long Beach, so he's got to be here.
Right.
Okay.
Oh yeah, funny you said that. Yeah, I might be going to downtown Sacramento to meet up with them. In fact, funny you said that. So,
Really?
uh-huh.
Oh, but Rocky, really?
Yeah, because he wants to like get some of the old boys back that he worked, that he brought up, and so
Okay.
the ones that are still around here, yeah, we're gonna meet up with him.
If you
He's
could
gonna be like,
give
"Who are
us
you?"
some insight,
Shut the fuck up! We're actually pretty tight. So
if you could get something out of Rocky during that would be great for the show.
I mean, I'll see, but I don't like to pry because when we're chilling, it's just like friends chilling, and I don't like to make it business, and it's just weird. But I'll see what I can do.
You could talk to my boy Trent
Trent who?
Loretta.
Oh, that Trent. Okay, there's a lot of Trents.
I always say it's Trent because there's always
Yeah, I was
a
gonna
question
say
mark
Trent.
at the
You
end of
should
it.
have just said Trent question mark.
Yeah, Trent. Trent. You have to do
I know him
the-
by the just say. I know by the question mark. Yeah.
If you like
Hmm?
the show, please
What are you,
like,
Tim the
subscribe.
Toolman Taylor?
Please like and subscribe.
Subscribe, comment, on follow us on YouTube. Please hit that subscribe button. It takes a second. Push that like button.
Smash it hard.
Yeah, and if you like us on Castbox, do the exact same thing.
Yeah, buddy.
I recently found out that they have a subscribe, and a comment on there. Please do that. It would benefit the show. And if you want to talk shit about wrestling on Twitter, where could we find Kaliko Yachts?
I am Kaliko, and we're going to go over actually this show that's coming up in LA because we just got a couple of shows, the SmackDown 20th anniversary.
Yeah. Yep.
And a super house show in San Diego, which I'm super excited about because they built a decent card for the match.
Yeah, you're gonna have to let us know about what happens at that house show.
Yeah.
And be our reporter.
Where can they find Mitch Mayhem?
You can find me at Mitch Mayhem X.
And Scooter Dust.
You can find me at Scooter Dust.
And you can find me at JamesJ993. Okay, on Twitter, I've recently joined. Chase Owens has already liked me, so I'm already over there.
I mean, you already went after Orange Cassidy on Twitter.
How humble are you? Yeah, I know, dude. Orange Cassidy. I mean, I have people who are friends of his, but his style is just I can't get into his wrestling style. It pisses even me off.
Somebody on Twitter already took me to task on the Orange Cassidy thing. She told me to watch a YouTube match between him and David Starr.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna see. Maybe there is something to an Orange Cassidy. So
you do know he signed with AEW, right?
Yeah. That's why.
Okay. He's the dude that
follow me on
history
Twitter, bitch.
is wrestled with his hands in his pocket.
Yep.
His hands in his pockets.
Yeah. So that's all the Twitter handles for my four co-hosts: Kaliko Yachts, Mitch Mayhem, Scooter Dust.
Woo-hoo.
I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling With.
Drumroll.
entertainment.
Yahtzee.